Hey guys, Johnny from the Formcast, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video, and today we are going to be covering Charizard for our Pokemon battle strategy. And today, that you can see, we have a new layout. This because I wanted to bring something different. It was like kind of like battle strategies, but it wasn't just all battling. It was like bringing information about the Pokemon, not just it's like battle strategy, like how to use it and stuff. Obviously, we will have our how to use it, but on the side you can see some battle information like if I remember correctly, I put it stats and the type effectiveness of the Pokemon. That's something that normally isn't included when we're doing this. We have a nice little GIF of Charizard in the bottom right corner of the video. And I decided to put evolutionary line in case some scrubs have never played Gen 1 and like never knew how you get a Charizard. If you don't, you should kill yourself. Just kidding. But anyway, let's actually look at the battle strategy for Charizard. I'm going to be covering 3 different sets, one for each Charizard X, Charizard Y, and the regular Charizard, of course. Starting off with the regular Charizard. Charizard is a regular form, if you want to say that. Doesn't actually like have too much it isn't too versatile when you look at its stats because it only has the special attack and the speed. It's not bulky enough to become like a super massive wall. It doesn't have the HP to be a wall, so really this thing can only just dish out hits. Depending on like what you want, if you want to go hard hitting special attacker or a more kind of quick special attacker, then depending on that you want to change from timid to modest, depending on what you want. But other than that, you have to have both your stats invested in both 252 in special attack and speed, along with a good nature for them, like most of the time trying to decrease that attack because you're not going to really use that. For abilities, now here's where people will say, oh, I don't know, what would I run? Now, it all depends on what you want. Blaze, personally what I would run, because like imagine like you've like somehow been managing to KO like loads of Pokemon, and then you get to that point in where you're like just at that last bit. You have Life Orb boost plus a boosted Fire Blast that's gonna KO practically anything, and then you can run Solar Power if you're running a Sun team, but that's a bit annoying because you're gonna end up losing 1/10 plus another 1/8 of your health as well from Solar Power. But you do get a special attack boost. It all depends on what you want. Then I've gone and put the Life Orb because Life Orb is like one of the best items in competitive with the 30% boost to your damage. Then for moves, there's a couple of moves here that you can put. You can put Fire Blast, personally what I run, unless you don't feel comfortable with the chance of it missing. You may want to go for Flamethrower. But personally, Fire Blast is what I enjoy running. It's 85. If you want to go for something slightly more accurate with still a good damage, Heat Wave or something, that is good. Then for flying coverage, Air Slash, you get a chance to flinch as well. And then for the other 2 moves, I tend to run Focus Blast and Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse gives you a good amount of coverage, and Focus Blast lets you hit stupid rock type Pokemon that are just going to say no to Charizard, don't want to deal with him. That's what I personally run on my regular Charizard. So moving on to Charizard Y. Charizard Y has the same type effectiveness, like its type effectiveness isn't changed from the one on the right because they both have the same stats. Now here's where stuff gets a little different. Personally, I do not run Flying Stab on Charizard Y. Why? Because I have Fire Blast and Solar Beam, which is a crazy move with Charizard. I don't have actually stats there, so obviously you want to try and have a Fire Stab move, Fire Blast again, crazy damage in the sun. Solar Beam's gonna hit one time in one turn due to the sun. You have that Fire Blast, that Focus Blast gonna hit them pesky rocks, and then Dragon Pulse to hit most of the other things that your Pokemon can't hit, like for example, you can hit fairies, but you can hit fairies. You can hit dragon types, which is super effective, and there's quite a few number of Pokemon that dragon types are like pretty common in the meta, so you may want to carry that. Though for stats, the same as Charizard's regular form, like just want to invest in speed and a special attack. This time I recommend putting into speed because you have 417, unless you really want to like kick that like to 458 you're not gonna really need that much special attack. You can do it as if you want to and become like a destructive maniac with such power from a Drought Fire Blast. But you don't really need that. Obviously, you need your item to be the Charizard Y, and there's only one ability. So the last one, which is personally not my favorite, I prefer Charizard Y. I'm a Charizard Y user. I don't mind Charizard X, but Charizard X isn't as viable as I find Charizard Y. So now this is why people use Charizard Y, because it's a different mechanic to Charizard in general. Because looking at his stats, he goes from a special attacker to a physical, well, actually he goes to a mixed, because they're both 130. Now the question is here, you can, if you want to, you can potentially use Mega Charizard Y as X as a special attacker. Personally, Charizard X is mostly for me what I call your mixed attacker. Want to just like put a couple of moves here and there. It doesn't matter how you use them, as long as you have like a good EV spread. He does gain a massive chunk of stats into his physical defense, going from 78 to 111. Now that might be good because it'll give you the like chance you need to actually get a like nice settled defense, and then you can like maybe try and attack and progress, and you won't take as much damage as regular Charizard. Now Charizard, for me, when I run Charizard X, I make it the physical attacking Charizard, because you're not gonna waste having Charizard X if you're gonna have a special attacker when you can have Charizard Y and just destroy everything. So he almost reaches 400. I have Adamant because you don't really need the speed once you get a speed boost from Dragon Dance. And as I've said, Dragon Dance being the bread and butter of this set. Well, I can't speak. But giving you that boost to your attack and speed, which means you're gonna get a nice high boost of about 50%. So that's almost peaking 200, almost 200 plus attack, and somewhere else. It's crazy what you can do with this. And with you go to about 450 speed and about 600 attack if my maths is right. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on my maths. I'm not very good at it. But with that, you want to run some high power moves. Outrage and Flare Blitz gonna really provide great coverage between themselves, because Flare Blitz is gonna just destroy any Steel type, Fairy type that wants to get in your fucking way. And then Outrage is gonna be able to hit everything else. Then I have finally as the last move Earthquake for a nice reliable I can't speak, I'm sorry. A nice reliable move that you can come in just to deal massive amounts of damage, always land it, take no damage, no drawbacks. With Outrage, Flare Blitz, they're going to give you drawbacks of getting confused afterwards and taking a good chunk of recoil after. But there are other things you can do. You can run things like Body Slam, that's a great normal type move, 30% chance to paralyze. You can run Crunch as well, lower defenses. You can obviously run different moves like Flame Charge, Fire Fang if you don't want to run Flare Blitz. And for Outrage you can run Dragon Claw. Shadow Claw is as well like a nice move to have. Rock Slide in doubles can be useful. You can have Tailwind, Sword Dance. There's quite a few good moves you can have. Acrobatics as well. Well, Acrobatics wouldn't be too good because you can't use it effectively. Aerial Ace isn't as good. And Double Edge if you want to go for another high power move. You can get access to Power Up Punch as well, which is nice if you want to, instead of running Earthquake, run Power Up Punch, get a few Power Up Punches going, and then take lives. I don't know, maybe after try and get did it get access to agility? No, it doesn't get access to agility, does it? It gets access to Belly Drum if you want to destroy Pokemon. If you know you can outspeed everything on the other guy's team, go for a Belly Drum. Just someone pulls off Belly Drum Charizard, and I will be pretty happy with that. But anyway, guys, I think that's really the main sets. There's not much to them. Charizards are pretty basic to use. They're a good starter Pokemon to have as a Mega if you're not too fond of the competitive game and you want to get into it. Using a Charizard is always a good Mega to have. I do want to try and keep this in a specific order, so maybe I'll deal with most of the Kanto Pokemon first, and then the Johto, and then stuff like that. Or if you want to just see me like do this for the megas first or something, or you want me to just upload them at random like I've been doing for most of the strategy guides based on like what either I feel like uploading or what people want me to upload. Charizard was suggested by Matt yesterday. To me, he said, I was like making the overlay for it, and I said, Matt, what Pokemon should we do? And he said, no, do Charizard. And he's like, fine. So I'm like, fine, okay, whatever, do Charizard, get out of the way. Matt has an obsession with Charizard, don't know what it is. I think it's his Gen 1 inside of him. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the first episode of Pokemon School, how to use your Pokemon effectively. I don't know what we'll call it, so think of something. I think Poke School is probably going to be something like that, or just how to use whatever this Pokemon. Fine, whatever. Anyway guys, thank you a lot for watching. Hopefully that you can use Charizard effectively after this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.